Hello Scorpio, thank you for joining me. I'm Anushka and this is your astrology forecast for February 2018. This is for Scorpio rising, Scorpio sun and Scorpio moon. So speaking of the moon, we have no full moon this month. But there's still plenty of activity going on. All the planets are still moving forward, which is fantastic. So it's still time to be putting our plans into action for, for initiating our plans and for, really thinking about what it is we want and going after it. Right, where shall I begin? So, I want to talk about Jupiter first of all. I want to talk about Jupiter being in your first house. Jupiter is in your first house, and Jupiter is making a lot of aspects to the personal planets this month for all of us. And for you, it's between your fourth house and your fifth house. So it's between your home, your most private life, your family, and your roots, your past, your childhood. It's there, and then it will go on to make aspects to planets in your fifth house, in that area of creativity, fun, romance, pleasure, self-expression, children. So, you're being asked with Jupiter in your first house to expand. You're being asked to grow, and you're being asked to, in a sense, to grow up. And the beautiful thing about Jupiter is that he expands all he touches, and that's neither a negative nor a positive. Well, to be honest, I see it as a positive both ways, because if there is an issue, in how you see yourself and how you present yourself and how you feel about yourself, Jupiter will expand it to such a point that you have to face it. And in that sense, he is a teacher, and he's teaching and showing you. And so Jupiter is asking you to, to grow in that sense, to become your own authority. Nobody knows better about your life or you than you do, and so he's asking you to become that authority, and you might even have opportunities to step into positions of authority with him in your first house. But certainly, if there are any issues in terms of self-confidence, self-esteem, insecurity, how you feel about yourself, how you direct your energy, these can really be brought to light at this point, so that you can look at them, learn what you need. Jupiter is about learning. Look at them, learn what it is you need to learn, and then leave them behind, and so that you come out of the process more refined. It's an alchemical process, so you come out of it more refined, having left behind insecurities, doubts, worries, dependencies, whatever that you don't need, and you come out more refined, more whole, a purer form of yourself. And that's great, because if you can use this time like that, then when Jupiter goes into your second house, it will bless you with anything you put your energy towards. You can financially gain from it. So this is a really great time. And it being in your sign in Scorpio, you're about the truth. You go deep, and Jupiter is saying, let's get real. Let's go deep about who you are, what you've become, what you carry with you, what you feel about yourself, what you think. Let's get real about it. And if there's anything unnecessary there, let's drop it. I feel like Jupiter is bringing us all some really deep truths while he's in Scorpio, some very personal truths that can go a long way to helping you on your evolutionary journey, to expanding you into the person who you truly want to be, but truly are on the inside, without the unnecessary type of baggage. Pluto is there in your third house. It's been there for a while. This is bringing power to your communication. You have a certain power in how you communicate, and you're finding transformative experiences just through being in your local neighborhood, being in your community. You've probably met people out of the blue who somehow affected you or changed you, or maybe you had a relationship with, and it's ended up transforming you, But it's also, Saturn's also there, and this third house, not very many people know this, but the third house also rules our courage, so your sense of courage is being transformed and being given structure to. So this, along with Jupiter in the first, really speaks to me of you being offered the opportunity to master yourself, essentially, to become your own master and to really step into your own power. So on the grander scheme of things and in the larger scale, I really, really like this. And yeah, let's go on to see what aspects we've got going on throughout the month. Okay, so we've got Jupiter making quite a few aspects. So Jupiter squares off with Venus in your fourth house. This is where a lot of your action and attention has been on the fourth house. So we come into the month with the Sun, Mercury and Venus there. So you've been quite private lately. You've been enjoying time at home. You've been enjoying time with your family, with your close, you know, your loved ones, the people who you're closest to, and been taking downtime more than likely. So this is really positive. And, you know, I think you needed this a little bit, Scorpio. And so, you know, Venus, what did I say? Venus squaring Jupiter. This could see you feeling, just really feeling the love, really feeling a sense of magnanimity and feeling very generous to those close to you, and, you know, just wanting to share really good times and feeling optimistic about what the future holds in terms of, you know, your home environment and your family and your roots, you know. So this is a really lovely aspect, and I should see you feeling quite good. On the 10th, Venus goes from that fourth house into your fifth house of creativity, fun, romance, children. So this will see you, those of you who have children, getting a lot of joy out of spending time with your children and, you know, giving them a lot of attention. Not saying you don't already, I'm sure you do, but, you know, this is that time of year when, you know, the children really come into focus. For those of you who don't, or who also have creative hobbies, businesses, interests, side projects, great time to really be inspired. Pisces rules your fifth house, so you are quite creative. You are quite you're quite gifted when it comes to your creativity naturally. So, you know, this is a great time to be creating and a great time to be thinking about how you can further develop or explore your creativity and how you can express yourself as well. You know, as the planets, personal planets, move into Pisces towards the end of the month, we're all going to be getting a lot more compassionate, a lot more empathic, a lot more emotional and more intuitive, which is nice, you know, because we operate so much in this world from such a logical point of view. It's nice when humanity comes into a little bit of a intuitive state. It does mean that communications might be a little bit more not fluid, but, you know, a little bit less clear. A little bit less clear. Just like that. It might mean communications might be a bit wishy-washy, but at the same time it's going to connect people more to their emotional states, which you're comfortable with, Scorpio. You're all right with this. So that's on the 10th when Venus goes into Pisces. Right, what else? We've also got Mercury squaring off with Jupiter. And that's Mercury in Aquarius in your fourth house, scoring off with Jupiter. So watch out for, on this day, sorry, and this is on the 13th, just watch out for perhaps how you communicate with your loved ones, how you communicate with those in your home environment. This could see you kind of coming off it as a bit of a know-it-all, or trying, you know, maybe kind of asserting your authority, you know, in such a way that it's not very well received. So just watch out for your communications on this day. There could be some potential upset, you know, on the home front, and it will be to do with communication, and it could be to do with, you know, wanting to be not top dog, but kind of coming from a sense of authority and wanting to kind of, you know, rule with an iron fist, and actually it's not necessary. So just watch out for that. We have a new moon in Aquarius in that fourth house of yours on the 15th, and this is a partial solar eclipse. And I've been saying to everybody, you know, I feel like this new moon and this partial solar eclipse it's unveiling a new part of ourselves to ourselves. We had those full moon, those lunar eclipses in January, and they were very, very powerful. They were internal, they were very powerful. There was a lot of releasing going on, a lot of insights, a lot of sudden epiphanies and realizations. And I feel like part of that is that's partly what's affected you and made you feel like you just want to be surrounded by those you know and love and trust. And there's been a process that's been going on within all of us. And so this for you could see you This could see a potential move of residence. This could see something new coming along in terms of your home environment, in terms of your family, in terms of the structure of your, you know, your roots. But it also could see you understanding yourself better as a provider, or whatever your role is within your family. It could see you becoming enlightened as to a different part of yourself, but in a positive way. And, you know, that I really like. We also have getting tongue-tied. We also have Mercury and the Sun, of course, following Venus into Pisces. That's on the 18th. So like I said, you're going to be wanting to have a good time. You're going to be feeling creative. You're going to be feeling inspired. You might be, there is opportunity for romance. Definitely there is opportunity for romance. In fact, on the 27th, we've got Venus in your 5th house sextiling Pluto in your 3rd house. So this could be a sudden romance with somebody in your community. This could be a very powerful attraction to someone you bump into whilst you're just doing your day-to-day thing. And, you know, you're likely to be very attractive on this day, and, you know, there'll be a draw to you. And so there's an opportunity for perhaps you to be drawn to someone as well. So certainly love is on the cards. There's opportunity for romance, there's opportunity for love. And this is, you know, I feel like this could be romance for some of you that leads to something slightly more serious, because Saturn's making some really positive some really nice sextiles to these personal planets in Pisces. So this could be romance that then in the future grows into something a little bit more stable, a little bit more solid. But you just have to see how it plays out. Venus also conjuncts Neptune on the 21st. So this is really like, either you're going to feel very inspired to create something beautiful, artistically, creatively, or you could see yourself just feeling the love, you know, and just having a wonderful time doing whatever it is you're doing. This could be a very spiritual day for some of you. There is, for some of you who are that way inclined, there is a possibility that you might go overboard in terms of drink or anything escapism related. Be aware of that. Neptune is about escapism, it's about illusions, it's about disconnecting and being all free floating and we're all one. Lovely, but we live on Earth, you know, so be grounded about it and be balanced about it if you can. But yeah, that Pluto sextile Venus on the 25th, on the 27th, I really like that. This is a nice day for you. This is a day where you could express yourself. I mean, if you want to express yourself, if you want to put an idea forward at work, if you want to present a project, if you want to, if there's anything that you want to unveil to the public, especially if it's a creative, what am I trying to say, a creative project, then this is a great day to do that because it will be received really well. So that's a really lovely day. I'd like to know how that day plays out for you actually. Uranus is in that 6th house of yours. Uranus brings surprises, sudden change. Uranus is in that 6th house of yours, bringing unexpected things and change and surprises and all sorts to your day-to-day routine, your health, your work. For a lot of you Scorpios, you know, work and health and day-to-day routines, they haven't been a source of stability. And, you know, and I feel for you, you know, I understand Uranus is just, he does what he wants, you know, it's not his job to be reliable. That's not what he's there for. But, you know, he's sextiling Mercury on the 15th, at the same time as this new moon. So he's sextiling Mercury in your 4th house. So this could be, like I said, you know, I said to you, I feel like this new moon eclipse, this new moon solar eclipse, is going to be a partial unveiling of ourselves, of different, you know, for each of us. We're going to see things in ourselves that perhaps we hadn't noticed before, that are really positive qualities. So this speaks to that, you know, this is like almost like a surprise, like, ah, right, I wasn't aware of the fact that I was so good at this, or of the fact that I'm a really good provider, or you know, whatever it is. But for you, it's, you know, it's going to play out in the area of your 4th house and your 6th house, your home, your health, your day-to-day routine. Perhaps even bring some innovation and new ideas as to, you know, I don't know, how new ideas as to kind of what you can do to make home an even more loving environment and an even more stable environment, you know. But it's surprise energy. It's so hard to judge with Uranus. It's so hard to tell, but it's always something unexpected, so it's almost impossible to predict it. But there's got to be one, hasn't there, you know. But all in all, I really like this energy. I think we're all, you know, I think we're all doing great, and this is really prime time to be motivating ourselves to action our goals and our plans for the long term. These planets, you know, all the planets have been going direct for a while now and will continue to do so this month. So if ever there was a time to start actioning our plans, to start initiating our passions, our projects, to start expanding them, this is the time. And for you, this works in your favor. Saturn may be asking you to get further training, to get further education. For those of you who aren't happy in the job you're in, who aren't feeling fulfilled, who don't feel like you're doing what you're meant to be doing, it's either about, I will say to you, it's either about pursuing what you know you're good at and talented at, creatively, whatever your passion project is. It might not be a creative thing, but whatever your passion project is, it's either about pursuing that and growing that, or it's about education and getting some sort of getting some further education in order to secure the knowledge that you have so that you can get the positions that you want. But all in all, I think it's a great month, and you're growing, Scorpio. You are growing, you are learning, you're seeing different aspects of yourself that you haven't seen before, and you're being asked to step into that amazing Scorpionic power. So I hope you enjoyed your forecast. I will be back next month, and if you would like, feel free to check out my tarot readings. Yes, for the first time I'm actually doing tarot readings. I've been wanting to do this for a while, so I've done one for each sign. Feel free to go and check those out. I'd love to know your thoughts, suggestions. Let me know. But it's always a pleasure to read for you guys. Take care of yourself, Scorpio. Much love. Bye-bye.